Hello everybody. This is a quick 6-month ownership update on my 2020 Nissan Versa S with a stick shift. And right now it's not completely dark out here, but it's a little dark. You can see the way it lights up inside. It has like the red lights, and it has the red light on the door over here and on the mirror, and then also on the steering wheel as well. Everything on the instrument cluster is all white. But anyway, as you can probably imagine, there's not a whole lot to really say about a car like this. It has been completely reliable. And it continues to be super fun to drive and very, very enjoyable. I just love the old school feel, and this old school emergency brake is really nice. I said in one of my other videos something along the lines of, it's basically like driving an old school 90s economy car, except that it has the modern safety features. I think somewhere under here, probably not going to be able to see it. It says airbag. Yeah, I think it's too dark because I don't know where it is. I think it has knee airbags on both sides. There's a sign somewhere, I think. You know, and then it has the side curtain airbags, and I think, yeah, there's airbags in the seats too. So it's a very safe car and did well in the crash tests and all that. So really, there's only a couple things to report. Okay, so I had to concentrate there to get going. I was backing uphill. Only a couple things to report, and not really issues. Okay, so some of you who have followed my channel will know that this is actually my second 2020 Versa. The first one I bought in March, and I had for about 4 months, and I sold it to Carvana because they paid me more than it would cost me to buy this one. So essentially, I basically reset the miles from 5,000 down to 0, got a brand new car, and made out with a few $100 on top of it. So it was a pretty good deal. This one right now, 4,457 miles. I haven't been driving nearly as much with the pandemic stuff. I used to drive a lot for work, but that's pretty much been non-existent lately. So anyway, now back to what I was going to say. The transmission can be a little bulky, especially going into reverse. Sometimes you might have to double clutch or put it into first before you put it into reverse. Most of the time it's fine. In fact, I'll come to a stop here, and so basically I put it in neutral, foot off the clutch, and I've come down to a stop. So now I'll put clutch in. Yeah, sometimes it can like get hung up on that first notch, and you kind of have to wiggle it around a little bit or re-clutch. Now see right there, it's like hung up. I'm not actually in gear, so I might have to like let the car move a little bit, and then it'll snap down in. That's one minor thing. But the really notable thing, and this actually happened once in both of my Versas. I've been driving stick shifts for years, you know, so you can say it wasn't user error, but who knows. One time during a 3 to 4 shift, and it was the same in both cars, it wouldn't go into 4th gear. It just like grinded, and I tend to try to blame myself for that, but it only happened once. It only happened when the cars were very nearly brand new, and it never happened again. I mean, it happened once when I first got this car, and then I've had it 6 months now and 4,400 miles, and it's never done it again. So I don't know. Any of you that have these cars, that have actually made it through this much of the video. Let me know if you've had that issue ever happen to you. It's the 3 to 4 shift. It grinds. I didn't force it, so it was just a real light grinding. I never forced it into gear. I ended up double clutching or something like that to get it to go. Or maybe I put it back into 3rd gear, I'm not sure. But either way, that's about it. Other than that, it's been completely reliable, comfortable, safe, and a great car. I would recommend, though, that if you were going to drive this car in the snow, that you get snow tires on it, because the factory tires are not that great in the snow and ice. I have other cars that I drive when the weather gets really bad. I had this one out the other day in some snow, and it was okay, but I would never really want to tackle anything major in it. And I'm an advocate of snow tires in general on cars if you live in a climate like this. And one comment too, is it has automatic high beams, and they're okay. They're not that great. A lot of times when I have a car coming like this one here in the dark, it simply won't recognize that there's a car there, and I'll have to manually turn the high beams off. So I've come to the conclusion it works probably about 85% of the time, but that other 15% of the time it makes it really annoying. So I've decided to not use the automatic headlights at night, so that I can control when the high beams are happening. Yeah, other than that, love it. I'm probably going to end up keeping this car for a very long time. It's one of my top 5 favorites of all the cars I've ever owned in my life, and I've had over 100 cars. Many of those were on my videos, but had a lot of them before the days of YouTube as well. And I'm lucky if I even have a picture of some of those, but I have them all on a spreadsheet. That might be an interesting bit of content to talk through my old cars. I don't know, I'll think about that. Okay, everybody, if you have any other questions about what it's like to own a Nissan Versa, I'd be happy to answer them. This car, even though I've had it 6 months, it's actually a 1.5 years old. Can't remember if I just said that. It was manufactured in like 7 or 8 of 2019, so it was one of the first ones off the line as well. And yeah, my first one had the steering wheel clunk, but this one does not have it, so that definitely is not normal. I talked about that in my first video that I made about my first Versa. This one actually seems to be put together better than that one, like body panel gaps and everything, so that the quality does seem to vary a little bit. So kind of, even though if you're going to buy one and it's brand new, look it over, make sure, you know, I didn't have any problems with it. It's just, it seems like the tolerances aren't necessarily that great, which you can expect on a car like this. I mean, again, I never had any problems with it. It's more of just like a character thing, but I would definitely recommend one of these to anybody who's looking to buy one. And I even said, I was talking to my friends the other day, I even said that if I had to go down to one car out of all the cars I have for like the next 10 years, it would probably be this one. It does everything I need it to do, and I really enjoy driving it. It's inconspicuous. Sometimes I like that. With some of the other cars I've had, you would think that I don't like to be inconspicuous, but I actually do. So, all right, now I think that's about all I have to say about this, and thanks for watching.